Good day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. So in today's video, we're going to talk about the new DJI Goggles 2. I'm going to answer some questions that I've been asked and give you my overall impression of them after using them for about a week. I've had quite a few questions about them, and basically in this video we're going to talk about if you wear glasses, how they work with the new Goggles 2. We're going to talk about fit and comfort, light leakage, and even the fogging issue. Now I can't stress enough, this is just going to be my user experience. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. This is just everything that I've observed over the last week. So let's talk about the issue of glasses first. Many people wear glasses, and that is a question that I have been asked quite a bit, both with the new DJI Avata and with the original FPV drone. I am a person who wears glasses, and I'm not quite sure what my prescription is, but I do know I have astigmatism in one of my eyes. So with the original version 2 goggles, I was able to wear my glasses underneath. Now, if I flew without my glasses, I could see everything in focus directly in front of me. As soon as I looked off to the side at the telemetry or what was, to the side of me, things got quite blurry. But when I put my glasses in, for the most part, everything was nicely in focus and they fit comfortably underneath. Now, that was for my prescription. I know everybody's eyesight is different, so I know there are people that it still didn't quite work for. However, one of the new features of the Goggles 2 is we can now dial in the focus. So I was quite pleasantly surprised to find out I no longer had to wear glasses underneath. I can just dial in my focus, set the distance, and everything becomes nicely in focus. Now again, that may not work for everybody, but in my situation, they work perfectly well. I haven't even tried wearing them with glasses just because it's no longer needed. But I don't know if they would even fit underneath there because the opening is quite a bit smaller and the lenses do appear to be quite a bit closer to the face. So I don't know if there would even be enough room under there for a pair of glasses. But just from my opinion and using them myself, I would say that for most people who wear glasses, you no longer would have to wear a set underneath. So let's go ahead now and we're going to talk about fit and comfort and light leakage. Like many of you, I watched some of the launch day reviews and many other creators were talking about light leakage and how uncomfortable they were to wear. So myself, I was a little bit worried about that, waiting for mine to come in. Now I'm going to bring back the V2s here because a couple things I want to talk about. First of all, with the V2s, I had terrible light leakage right around the nose area and just under the eye here. The light leakage was actually pretty bad and sometimes it made it very difficult to see. Now DJI and some other third-party sellers sell these sponge pads. What's already on there is considered foam. The stuff here is considered sponge. And I know a lot of people had great luck with this. It made the goggles more comfortable to wear and it cut out a lot of their light leakage. But for me, it just wasn't an option. As mentioned, I wore glasses under these goggles, and when I put the foam on there, or the sponge I should say, it really made the opening a lot smaller, and I could no longer wear them comfortably with my glasses. So that just wasn't an option for me, so I would just have to deal with the light leakage. But I was actually pleasantly surprised when I got the new Goggles 2 and I put them on for the first time. I was sitting in a lit room, and I didn't have them powered on. I just wanted to see how they fit and how they felt. And instantly I noticed there is no light leakage. They just suction cupped to my face and I couldn't see any light. So I was quite pleasantly surprised there. Like as many people had mentioned, they do put a lot of pressure on the top of the nose. Now it's not uncomfortable. Maybe if you were wearing them for an hour at a time, it might become a little uncomfortable. For me anyways, it makes it hard to breathe through my nose. And if you're trying to talk, it does make you sound a little nasally. But other than that, I've had no light leakage. So it is kind of strange. And I think what it is that we all have different head sizes, head shapes. So what fits me comfortably may not fit you comfortably. And the consensus seems to be that they do have light leakage. I've seen more people say that they do leak light for them than not. So watching this, I don't have any light leakage and they fit me really well. But that doesn't mean if you purchase them, they're going to fit you properly. You may have some light leakage and they may be uncomfortable to wear. Most likely DJI or a third-party company will sell some upgraded foam or sponge later on down the road, and that will probably solve most people's problems. And lastly, let's talk about the fogging issue. There have been many people reporting that these are fogging up while they're flying. I never had any fogging issues with the original goggles, and I have not had any fogging with these goggles here as well. Like I said, I've been flying it for almost a week now. I've probably got about 15 flights, 16 flights under my belt, and I haven't had any fogging issues. Now, I'm not saying that people aren't. Obviously, people are having legitimate fogging issues, which is kind of weird. You think it would be across the board for everybody. But I think there's a couple things going on there. First of all, the environment you live in. If you live in a hot, muggy environment, of course, there's going to be a lot more moisture. But here in Canada, we've actually had a very hot summer. Every day floats around 30 degrees, 31 degrees Celsius. And we have very high humidity here in the summer just because we're surrounded by the Great Lakes. Like, it's very sticky and uncomfortable for most of the summer. So the days I've been flying, it's been very hot, I've been sweaty, and I've had no fogging issues. So I've been thinking about it, like, why are some people having fogging issues and some people aren't? And I'm wondering if it's something to do with the fit. Like I said, I don't have any light leakage. Mine are perfectly sealed all the way around my face, so no extra moisture can get inside the goggles. You know, if you take a look at it, you remember back in the day when we had to wear masks a year ago or a year and a half ago, people who wore glasses were constantly dealing with their glasses fogging up, because of course you're breathing into the mask and the moisture just goes straight up into your glasses. So I wonder if that is something similar. People who don't have a good fit, you know, when they're breathing, that moisture is then going up and getting trapped in the goggles. I don't know if that is exactly the issue or not, but maybe again, once they come up with some upgraded foam that fit people more comfortably, maybe that issue will be addressed. So yeah, that's been my experience. Like I said, it's my experience. Don't expect if you buy them that's going to be your experience. Everything about them has just been a really positive experience. They're so clear and crisp. I really like the detail I can see. They're comfortable to wear for me, but most importantly for me, they're small and compact. I no longer have to bring this oversized backpack, because usually when I go out, I have a Mavic with me or a couple Mavics with me, my FPV drone, batteries. You know, and the original DJI drone was very awkwardly shaped, so it took up a lot of space in a backpack. But this I can now just stick in a compartment. The Avata doesn't take up a lot of space. So, just overall, it's just, just not a burden to carry around anymore. Now, another question I forgot to answer here, it was something I've been asked a couple times, is whether these diopters move around easily, like when you put them in a bag and you take them out. For the most part, no. They actually have a locking mechanism. I'll see if I can demonstrate it for you here. So you can see here, we can set the focus and we can slide them back and forth. But if you push them in and twist, it locks them in place. You can do that for both sides. Set your distance and your focus, push it in and lock. And as long as you got a good snug lock on there, they don't move. So I've been going out for, like I said, almost a week, and there was only once I had to readjust the one side. For some reason it was a little out of focus. But every time I take them out of the bag, they're completely where I left them. Well, folks, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. It's always greatly appreciated. If you found it had value, give it a thumbs up. It really helps people discover this video. And again, that's greatly appreciated as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming Avata videos. And we'll see you in the next one.